When I was 18, joining the military, you do 20 years, and like roughly around there, whatever you're making at that time, you make for the rest of your life.
Right? That's so sick.
And I remember at 18, I'm like, in 20 years, you mean when I'm 38, I'm gonna be dead. You can't buy this from me.
How much do you guys want to have money-wise when you retire?
Oh, like the amount?
15 mil.
Damn.
That'd be sick.
You're greedy.
I am. Gotta aim high.
I don't know.
$2 mil.
All right, cool.
Guess what, dude? That's gonna be worth shit by the time you retire.
I was thinking like 2 to 5.
I'm gonna leave.
That was my. I think 2 to 5 with the paid off.
5 mil.
2 to 5 with the paid off house is cool.
Yeah, but Bitcoin's going to $1 million each in early 2030, in my opinion. So I think it'd be pretty easy.
I don't know if it's in a asset generating account. I think 5 mil is fine.
Yeah, like a Roth or something.
That's hella good, because it's already producing like percentage every year. But if it's just cash, then I don't think a couple mil's gonna cut it.
No, yeah.
Really?
As in, like, if it's just sitting in your savings.
Especially if you want to live in fucking Hawaii. And you do too.
Yeah, but mom putting them in a generating account.
I see that.
Generating account. Paid off house and then the
high yield
and generating. Maybe like anywhere between 5 to 10%. I'm not greedy.
There's some new stats that will tell us how much 1 million in retirement will last you in each U.S. state.
Oh, like if you're not if it's not in a generating account, right? Yeah. It's just
if you have $1 million.
Yeah, with inflation, I would say $1 million in California probably last
half a year.
8 years.
Okay.
I would say 8 years.
You say 8 years, California?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
8 years.
I'm gonna say 10.
10. Okay.
For $1 million?
$1 million, yeah.
Because of the Jitsukawa account.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 15, 10 to 15 maybe.
10 to 15? Wow. Okay.
10 to 15 years?
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be way lower.
I mean, that's not retirement. If you're trying to retire, like imagine you're 55, that means by the time you're 70, you're fucked.
Yeah, so I say $1 million in California.
Joe went low, so I went over because I think he was the lowest.
In California, it would take $1 million would last about 12 years, 8 months, 5 days.
Hey, good call.
Nice.
And costs are estimated to include an average annual grocery bill of about $5,300. That's per year.
That's under.
Housing costing around $22,500 and utilities totaling.
That's bullshit. 22.5?
There's no way.
What the fuck are you gonna rent for 22.5, dude?
for the year.
Wait, 22.5?
Yeah, that's 22 grand a year. That's nothing.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
Housing at 22,000 only.
That's like renting a tent from a homeless guy.
From a homeless guy. The homeless guy's your landlord. I'm not paying water.
Are your fucking rent's due?
But then if you're like
I don't know any.
as a retiree, maybe you live in like a
how you gonna
retirement
get
community.
get any place for under $2,000 a month?
Dude, Section 8 is more expensive.
Possible.
Yeah, it is.
What the?
And they're giving you money.
Yeah, it's gotta be at least 3 to 4 grand to rent somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
Yeah.
So are they talking about like bare minimum, retirement home, group home kind of
could be.
thing?
Are
Like
they talking about you renting a room in someone's house?
Probably they're
Probably,
thinking
knowing
that.
them, yeah.
Yeah, because it's you as a retired person.
because I thought assisted living would run you at least $3,000.
Or maybe that's looking at it in if you already have a house and you're just paying property tax or some shit.
guess.
Maybe if you're growing your own food.
Yeah.
And then it's other bills like transportation, which is $5,300 a year, healthcare $8,000 a year. Yeah, and they're estimating that in a year you'd probably spend $73K.
Damn, just spending 7.
Yeah, but they also haven't accounted every year's inflation.
Correct.
So like
That's if you retire right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just saw a graph where it showed how much you need to be middle class in every state, and California was close to 120,000 a year.
That's about right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like 120,000, dude. That's crazy. Well, middle class is all dependent on how many dependents you got, but still, that's a lot of money.
that's true. It is dependent on
It's
that.
not easy.
But 120 G's, if you're middle class, the minute you have like 2 dependents and you still only make 100, then you're like going to lower class.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the 120 is for the being.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're a single person, if you make over 70 or something like that in the state of California, if you add the state income tax and federal, it's close to 50%.
They're squeezing you here, man.
How long do you think a million can last you in Hawaii?
Probably like, if that thing says 12, then it's 8.
I do 8, yeah.
Wow, even less?
I think it's less if you're in Oahu.
I might do 7.
It's because the stuff costs more in Hawaii?
Dude, hella.
What do you think, Subin?
It's like living in Beverly Hills, but you got Oklahoma jobs.
Dude, that's so true. I don't know how long survive, but I feel like if I had $1 million and if I was in Hawaii, I would keep it super cheap. Keep it simple. Do my best to keep it cheap as possible.
How
Like
many years do you think you can last?
I think I can last 10 years.
What if you eat potatoes every day like Matt Damon did in The Martian?
Oh, dude, I 12 years.
That's pretty cheap.
15 actually.
So, according to the data, you can last 9 years, 7 months, 25 days.
Okay.
Annual groceries, 5,300.
That's
Housing costs,
Yeah,
30,
that's nothing.
35,800.
35,000?
Annual groceries, 5,300.
No way. You can't find any place. That's crazy.
Because that means it's $500 a month for groceries.
Yeah, this person's dumb. They don't know how to fucking do math.
I think it's an average though. It may,
You gotta have a Costco card, dude.
Oahu, I think so, maybe, because you 7-Eleven it. They have nice plate lunches for like $6 a fucking lunch plate.
If they live on maybe Big Island,
6,900 for utilities, 62 or 6,300 transportation, 9,400 in healthcare.
Wait a minute.
Every year, you're expected to spend 103,000.
103?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Hawaii and California and New York are the top 3 worst places to retire.
What about Vegas? What does it say about Vegas?
oh, dude, you chilling.
There's no Vegas,
not even on the list.
but there's maybe there's Nevada. Oh no, it's not even on the list.
Nah, it's not even on the list.
You guys didn't make it, dude.
do you
Sorry.
guys miss being like?
That's how cheap it is.
You guys didn't fucking
It's
make
all,
it.
all at the bottom.
Do you guys miss being like 24 and not giving a fuck about any of this shit?
Being ignorant,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you're just like listening to older dudes like, oh, all you guys talk about is money. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just chill.
I do remember that. Yep.
I do miss that. What about West Virginia? This is I think a good one.
$1 million in West Virginia?
41 years.
It's close to DC?
It is, yeah.
No, but West Virginia is like different from Virginia.
West Virginia's like.
Yeah.
All like Appalachian people?
Yeah.
And their average income is like, I think it's like really low.
Steve said 40 years.
40K.
41 years.
41. I go 65, dude.
65 years, yeah.
West Virginia is
I go 300 years.
Shit, he got it. He hit it.
300 years. West Virginia is 20 years, 3 months,
Jesus.
19 days.
20 years.
You're looking at
Sign me up.
You're looking at 49K a year.
What's Miami?
Annual
What's Miami? Because I like Miami.
It's not on here.
It's not on here?
No.
Fuck
It might be just really good. That's
What's
probably
with
why
these
it's not on
guys?
Or
There's
Florida.
no way Miami's good.
It's by state, right?
Yeah.
there. It might be.
I think it's by state.
Yeah, I mean Florida's not on it. It might just be good. But yeah, Kansas, Alabama, and
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, all 3 of those are 19 years.
Yeah, but I've been there. It's bad.
Oklahoma, yeah, is not.
What's
great.
the one you stretch the most?
Out of this list, it would be those states. Yeah,
West Virginia.
it would be Alabama. Oh wait, yeah, actually West Virginia would be the most out of these states. Yeah, and these are like the states that are, I think they're on the harder end of. I think everything else might just be like, why even bother measuring Idaho, kind of a thing.
Because I heard you could buy houses out there for like 50 grand.
Yeah.
So obviously your million's gonna go.
I think they're looking at states that actually have shit to do.
Oh.
Got it.
Shit to do states.
They have a national park here.
Right.
I never heard of there being anything to do in West Virginia.
There's the Appalachian Trail.
Okay. Great.
300 years of Appalachian.
Yeah, awesome.
Well,
They have a Civil War museum.
and then
Oh, no shit.
surprisingly, Washington D.C. is 11 years.
That's low, right?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah. It's expensive over there.
But isn't it like super duper like ghetto
That's
out
what I
there?
thought. Yeah.
Oh, there's both.
Oh, so it's expensive.
It's like Atlanta.
I mean, that's like LA. Super ghetto, super expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I never been, but I just heard that like you got the White House and everything around it is ghetto as hell.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, where's the nice place? And it's just a small little area.
It's like Vegas. There's a place where you can drive to where it's like they got those lions outside. Like a lot of people have those columns and the lions outside and the chain link fences and shit. And it's like yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. For DC, you're gonna spend $84K a year, which kind of sucks to think you're in DC.
Yeah.
I wonder how many
good
people are
museums.
actually thinking about retirement.
Well, that's the thing I wish I was thinking about when I was 20.
Yeah, for real.
Because that's the thing where it's like, when you should be thinking about it, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, no one taught us shit.
And then when you start thinking about it, you're like, fuck, I wish it started sooner.
I wouldn't have received it if someone was trying to tell me though.
Yeah, because that's how I was, dude.
But the thing is, but that's not because people. It's just that nobody was the living example.
Yeah.
And when you're 20, you're like, I got all the time in the fucking world, baby.
If there was a dude who rolled up in like a freaking supercar and then told me, I would listen. But everyone was just like me, telling me shit. I'm like, we're not that different.
No, it's
what I
like,
mean? Like-
getting fucking weight loss advice from a fat personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
It's not
fuck
like-
yeah, I'm not listening to you.
It's not hitting.
Didn't have Gary Vee yet.
Yeah.
But then the people that I knew that were rich weren't rich because of smart decisions. They were rich because of fucking, either family.
They got lucky.
Yeah, where they got lucky. Yeah. So they couldn't really teach you anything.
But that's what you would always say to yourself, whether it's true or not.
If all of us were, even if we were making minimum wage money in high school, right? If we put all of that fucking money in a just a compounding interest anything, right? And then we start building up, buying homes, property in our mid-20s, whatever. By the time we're 30, we're done. Everybody could fucking do it.
Or if you
On just regular, just minimum wage jobs and all that. Everybody could fucking do it. Now that I understand it, I can look back and go, yeah, that's about like maybe 15 years of work.
Right.
But that's, during that time though, you blow money. You don't have the discipline
spending
to
nonsense.
do that for 15 years.
But to be fair, I also wouldn't want to have just worked all the way to my 30s and been smart and had no fun.
I mean, there's a balance, but think about it though. How much time do we
I had a
waste
pretty
on our
fucking
kids?
great time being a broke ass dude.
You could do a part-time job at McDonald's and still
I couldn't
do it
have
that
I couldn't
way.
have done anything I did if I had those kinds of jobs though. I wouldn't have chased dance if I had money.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't have got good at anything because I would have just been okay. I would
You
have
wouldn't
been
have crushed puss.
Yeah, I would have been fucking virgin and gay.
Even worse.
Hey, but that's true though. For me, back in my 20s, all I care about is getting new moves.
Getting new moves.
As a breakdancer, I was like, I'm gonna get this move.
Yeah, that's true.
How you gonna pay for that? I don't give a fuck.
And maybe you guys wouldn't have done JK if you had other good jobs that
Yeah,
were like
you're right.
so good, Maybe you would have just been like complacent.
I mean, but hey, at the same time, we fucking got millions and burnt it.
That's probably even better, honestly.
but he had a blast.
Had a great time.
Let's be honest. The path we took is the reason why we're even here.
And where are we?
dude?
Where are we exactly?
Fucking chit chatting in front of cameras. This is nice,
Yeah. You never know.
You just never know. If you change the path back in your 20s, you could not be.
What if you didn't unlock all those moves?
I think
Where would you be?
I think there is a way to balance it. I think there's so many ways to balance it, but we weren't around any mentorship that can help us balance it.
I feel like all the really cool, hip financial advisors that you watch now on like YouTube.
They didn't exist.
Yeah, but they're like, just set 20% of your monthly budget for fun stuff. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, I got terrible advice. Even like when I was first starting professional dance, this other dancer who was like really good and above me was trying to give me advice, and his only advice was like, "Dude, if you have at least 100,000 in your checking, you're good."
cool.
And I was like, "What does that even mean? Like, how do I get
How
that?
do I get there?
Where does it come from?"
Yeah.
What about $8,000?
He was just telling me like, just keep 100K in your checking. I'm like, I don't even have 10K.
Like, thanks for the advice.
You know what's crazy of minds, like how your mindset is and how you receive information? I remember like when I was 18, joining the military. You hear like the military and the police department have a very similar retirement structure. You do 20 years and like roughly around there, whatever you're making at that time, you make for the rest of your life, right?
So sick.
And I remember at 18, I'm like, in 20 years, you mean when I'm 38, I'm gonna be dead. You know, I remember like thinking that way. I'm like, don't even talk to me about that far. And then I remember like when me and Joe were about to start doing JK, the reason why I even thought about being a police officer was that same information had time to marinate. So when I was like 22, 23, I'm like, oh shit. So you tell me I could retire when I'm 38 already? And it's the same information, but it's just the stupidity doesn't allow you to digest it.
It's a good filter.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Because dude, when you're at that age, I just thought I knew so much about everything, and
You're
all these
dumbass.
rules never applied to me at all. Like, oh, this guy has to do it, but not me, because I'm different. And then you go about your
I'll
life.
figure it out.
Yeah, and then you realize, oh, you're a fucking idiot too.
But it's always like that. You won't know till it's too late.
Perfect.
You're like 38 and you're like, fuck!
Above anything, the best redeeming fact about all of this is that as long as you lived your life and you gained moments that are unbuyable, then you won.
I think that's true.
I feel like
You think that's what the homeless guy says out of it? Those moments are not viable.
I mean, it's don't end up homeless, but like
You can't buy this from me.
because that's kind of how I think about like I could have just stayed working like a regular job, but then I remember being on the other side of things where like we would be doing certain shows or certain events, and guys with a lot of money would want to come back and they couldn't. And I was like, oh.
You got some sort of access.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, I just remembered that like, oh, I'm not even richer than them by far, but I have access to a place they don't. And I was like, that's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick.
I'd sell that to be rich. 100%.
To sell the access, the ticket.
100%.
You want to be backstage with the LMFAO.
Just like experiences in general, like what happened with
I'm not that deep.
like being there through Maker. I think that may not have like.
He's like, I'll trade that for $1 billion.
Oh, 100%. I'd trade it for 15 grand right now.